All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Alex, and there are a lot of games coming out in 2023, man. Almost too many games. Now, with that being said, if you're anything like me, you just a little bit burnt out with all these games releasing, releasing in bad states. They're not, releasing polished. They're not releasing optimized. So today, I'm gonna be the big brother. I'm gonna be the big uncle. I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks to not be frustrated from all these releases. Don't get scammed by these companies. And overall, just some helpful tips to actually help you enjoy playing games again. So tip number one is something that I came to terms with years ago, and that is to stop playing these games that make you frustrated whenever you play it, i.e. Call of Duty, Destiny 2, any type of fighting game, anything of that nature. Mostly a lot of PvP games, a lot of people play these games, they get frustrated, but they keep on playing it. And I understand, I get it. I used to play a lot of Street Fighter back in the day, a lot of Tekken, a lot of Call of Duty, all of that stuff. And I would always get absolutely frustrated when I died from like some type of cheese, some type of lag, no lag switches, just anything like that. But the moment I stopped playing those games, the moment I cut that out, the moment I started discovering, other games that I have been neglecting, gaming got way better. Now, obviously, if you're the type of person that just loves competitive games, then this isn't really going to matter to you. But that was me, and then I got a little bit older, and then that wasn't me no more, so I dipped out. And this was before skill-based matchmaking was super prevalent in all the first-person shooter games. It existed back in the day, but it wasn't like it is right now. And a lot of my friends, I hear them complain about it, and I just kind of chuckle to myself because it's a super red flag. If you're playing a game that is free to play, has cosmetics, has microtransactions, all of that good stuff, it's going to have skill-based matchmaking, and that ain't going to change anytime in the near future because they want the new guys to play the game. They want the new guys to spend money. They don't want them to get discouraged and beat up by the experienced veterans. So they're going to keep those guys separated, and it is what it is. So moving on to the next tip, and that is going to be to stop actually pre-ordering digital games. Now I know this is a little bit different whenever you're trying to get like some type of collector's edition, something that comes with something tangible out the box, like a big old statue or something like that. That's different. But as far as just pre-ordering a normal standard edition game, even like a deluxe, don't even worry about it, dude. Like some of those exclusive skins, quote unquote, and day one items, usually those things are trash. They're useless within like the first couple days. So I would say just don't even pre-order the game, and especially because the last 2 or 3 years we have seen so many games release, and it's literally like a 50-50 flip whether the game is going to be playable at launch or whether it's going to be completely unoptimized. So I know we all got our games that we're going to buy at launch no matter what, but for all these other 95% of games, I promise you, if you wait like 24 to 48 hours after the game releases, all the information that you need to make a informed purchase will be available. And I actually broke this rule a couple months ago with the release of Callisto Protocol. I saw that game, I was like, yo, this is a beautiful game. It's got the OG Dead Space creators, the whole team behind it. Maybe not the whole team, but you know what I mean. And I was like, all right, this is absolutely a day one buy. I love Dead Space. I bought the game, I played it, I tried to play it, and I instantly regretted my purchase. But if I had just waited, a day, maybe 2 days to, see all the optimization issues that people have been having, I wouldn't have had to go through the whole refund system. I wouldn't have had to waste so much time and actual, internet data downloading that game. That was my own fault for breaking one of my own rules, but that's what I get. So moving on to the next tip, which is actually like 2 of my bullet points put into one, and that is to pretty much overall just save money on your games, i.e. actually clear out the backlog of games that you haven't completed, because I know we all got that backlog of games that we buy and we actually never play. Start taking some time out, start clearing out those backlogs, because you bought those games for a reason. They're probably good games, so just take your time, stop really chasing the new games and just play some of those games that you already spent money on. And the second part to this is to actually, instead of buying games at full price, try your hardest to wait for sales to buy games. And if you got something like Amazon Prime or you got an Epic Game Store account, those guys give out a lot of free games all the time, and especially if you have something like Game Pass, go through that Game Pass, try some of those games. You might find something that you like, and Game Pass has a lot of games on it. It's probably the best thing you could buy as a gamer, even though I don't have Game Pass at the moment, but that's because I've been going through my backlog like I just said. But Game Pass is probably the best value that we can get as gamers at the moment. with all this inflation going crazy, the last thing any of us need to be spending money on is these super greedy game companies who are giving us, not complete products at launch, but they're expecting full price. So, forget all that noise. Wait for these games to go on sale, because it doesn't matter what the game is, eventually it will go on sale. Now, last but not least, this is the last point I got to give you guys, and this is something that I actually still struggle with at the moment, because I like games with a lot of spectacle. I like explosions. I like really crispy graphics if it's attached to good gameplay, and only if it's attached to good gameplay. And that is to step away from the whole AAA games, dude. Like, I swear, some of these games that are made by indie developers, some of these games that are made, like they're not quite AAA, I guess you can call them like AA. Some of these games are straight up bangers, dude. And it kind of gives me hope that, a lot of these smaller game companies will get more recognition, and they'll start putting out, bigger and bigger projects. Because AAA gaming is in a weird spot at the moment. It's almost like they're more focused on, just making profits than actually putting out good, well-polished games. And that's not to say that all AAA games are releasing in terrible states, but a lot of them are, and it's absolutely noticeable. And one thing with a lot of indie games is you can actually feel, like the love, like the care that they put into these games, and it actually shows in, like the game concepts and actual gameplay. So in 2023, there's only really 3 AAA games that I'm absolutely going to pick up, for sure. Everything else is a question mark. And those 3 are going to be, Wulong Fallen Dynasty. That game looks super dope. Those developers, like, they always put out bangers. Going to be a Jedi Fallen Survivor, of course. Fallen Order was super dope. Gotta pick up the sequel. And then the other one that came out of nowhere is the new Armored Core game. I love Armored Core. I was always terrible at it, but I always loved playing it. So those are pretty much the only 3 AAA games I'm picking up this year. I was going to pick up Harry Potter, but I had to wait for some reviews on that one. And other than that, it's just going to be indie games all year. And of course Gotham Knights, if they come with some updates, because I actually like that game. But other than those 3, everything else is going to be, indie, AA games. No real excitement for a lot of AAA games this year, unless something crazy comes out that we haven't seen yet, towards the end of the year. And maybe Suicide Squad. That one's still up for debate. So all in all, I kind of just made this video because I just keep seeing so many people, they're just always disappointed with games. They're getting more upset than excited over like new releases and stuff like that. And I think it all just kind of branches from people just not adapting to the new gaming landscape. Those days where we would get a complete product at launch, that era of gaming is dead, and it probably won't be back anytime soon. Now we got microtransactions, we got games that are still being patched and polished, 2-3 years after release, and it's still not in a day one playable state. The gaming landscape has absolutely changed. We got to change with it, and I'm kind of nervous to see where this is going to be in the next 10-15 years. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans down below, and hope this helps somebody out. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.